Welcome back to Retiring Today. We're talking about the magic number that people talk about when it comes to retiring. 1 million, 3 million. Loren, you sit down with people every day, you help them work out their retirement vision, work out their retirement plan, and you find that you don't have to have 1 million to reach your retirement dreams.
In fact, most people don't. I mean, we've retired hundreds of times, and I think there's a number of different studies that are out there, but a lot of the studies will say that most retirees on average have less than $100,000 to retire with. So you talk about, it's really important, whether you have $1 million or $100,000 for retirement, it's really important to maximize all the resources you have. So maximize up to 81 different Social Security strategies that you may have, maximize the pension with all the different pension options that you have, and then the investable resources, and how do you get the most out of whatever dollar amount you have saved. I mean, this is your hard-earned money that you've spent the last 40 years of accumulating, and you want to make sure that you get the most out of it, not only for while you are alive and going through your retirement phase, but also for when you have gone. You want whatever's left over to pass on to your loved ones and your charities in the most efficient way possible, and it's all about that plan.
And Chawn, you spent several years as a CPA, so you know a lot about taxes, and we know that taxes make a big difference about how much people get to spend in retirement.
The composition of your retirement savings is a critical factor. One portfolio or total retirement savings of $1 million can maybe be better or worse than something that's significantly less, depending on, we talk about whether we have the pre-tax dollars or the Roth dollars. The uncertainty that is around taxes, that's a big part of it, right? The tax planning that we do with our families is an important piece. It really opens people's eyes when we start working with them. We see frequently, or we see it just all the time, where people aren't thinking about tax planning. They're not doing the tax planning in their 20s, 30s, 40s. We start working with them, and then we open their eyes and educate them on, hey, here are the things that we need to be thinking about when it comes to taxes. Here's some opportunities that we're going to have. And we know right now those opportunities are there in front of us with the tax environment that we're in.
Taxes are one of the biggest wealth eroding factors when it comes to retirees and their income. And so a lot of times when we're talking about maximizing investments, we're talking about minimizing the amount that you pay federally and state from a tax standpoint, because the less you pay in taxes, of course you have to pay your fair share, right? Everybody pays their fair share, but the less that you pay means the more spendable income you receive from whatever basket of money that you have saved. So now it's a matter of how do you incorporate the pre-tax money in with maybe some after-tax or tax-free money. And if you don't have those tax-free or after-tax buckets, it doesn't necessarily mean it's too late, because one of the first times that it makes a lot of sense for a lot of retirees is that first calendar year after you retire to start engaging in some of this more advanced tax planning.
And most people don't enjoy paying taxes or going to pay taxes.
Does anyone enjoy paying
most
taxes? You just said most people
don't.
Do you know a person who enjoys paying taxes?
I can't speak for everybody. I've had some people say they feel like it's our civic responsibility, so that's okay.
And it is,
yeah,
right? We just don't want to pay more than we have to.
Right, so if we can be more efficient with it, pay one less percentage point or several less percentage points, most people feel that's a good thing.
Okay, so we have a powerful example that can kind of show you exactly what we're talking about, how taxes and tax planning can really help you meet your retirement vision goals. So Loren, set up these two portfolios for us.
Yeah, and this is all about spendable income, right? It's not about how much you make, it's about how much you get to keep and how much you actually get to spend. So the first portfolio, you have $3 million, and that $3 million is in the most common type of retirement savings, which is that tax deferred bucket, which means in this bucket, you've never paid taxes on this money. So when you take the money out to use it as income, you don't actually get to spend the $3 million. A part of it goes to the state, a part of it goes to the IRS, and then you get to keep whatever is left over. The second portfolio, you only have $1.5 million, so you have half the amount of portfolio number one. But the tax composition is significantly different. You only have $500,000 that you've never paid taxes on, and you have $1 million that is in the Roth. So it's tax-free, you've already paid taxes on it, you've had a number of years that money has grown tax-free, so when you take it out, you get to spend all of it.
And these are some of the strategies that we try to implement within the comprehensive planning that we do. Having more Roth money, taking the tax risk out of the picture. A big part of what we try to do with our plans is to make sure that you have control and you have options as you continue your journey through retirement. So we're looking at two families and two different portfolios as they plan for their retirement. Both families are looking to spend the same $7,000 a month. We've factored in inflation They have the same Social Security income. So everything else being the same life expectancy, same amount of time frame in retirement. In Portfolio 1, that $7,000 a month of income as they draw down from their taxable retirement savings, they end up paying a total of, or having a total of $6.6 million in taxable income during their retirement time frame, which ends up for them paying a total cumulative tax of around $1.5 million. In Portfolio 2, here's where we see the big difference as a result of the planning that they did. They end up having a total of $280,000 of taxable income during their retirement, even though the lifestyle, the level of expenses are the same. Their total tax bill comes out to right around $81,000. Quite a difference, as we talked about.
It's a significant difference, and remember, the income that these families received is the exact same over the course of their lifetime. It's just how much of that income was taxable. Portfolio 1, when they started with this big retirement savings of $3 million versus the $1.5 million, had substantially much more of the income taxed than Portfolio 2 or Family 2. So they received the same income, it's just how much of it went to Uncle Sam and the state versus how much did they actually get to keep of it and get to spend themselves.
So what if somebody watching right now is kind of in that same situation as Portfolio 1, where all of their money is going to be taxable when they're in retirement? What strategies are there available?
Well, now it's about looking at what their income is going to look like a few years down the road versus what kind of projected tax rates are they going to pay on that income. And these Roth conversions, a few years back, they really made these Roth conversions a lot easier, where they used to have restrictions where you could only convert $100,000 a year. And they eliminated that, so you can convert as much as you want to, which really keeps the ceiling, or makes the ceiling a reasonable tax rate of what you're going to pay when you're doing these conversions. So a Roth conversion strategy is a really powerful way, but you have to do it at a time that makes the most sense for you. Right now, and with that example with the families, that was assuming tax rates stay the same over the course of the retirement. As we're having conversations with families, I haven't had one family say that they think tax rates are going to stay the same. Everybody is saying they think tax rates are probably going to increase, and really for two reasons. One, right now, historically, we have low tax brackets. It doesn't feel like it, but we do. Historically, they're low. And with all the spending and all the debt that we have, people feel like we have to produce more revenue, and one of the easiest ways to do that is to increase the tax rates. So if tax rates are going to be higher in the future, taxes are on sale now, that makes it even that much more attractive to encourage or to implement some of these Roth conversion strategies. Now it's about doing it the right for you based on what your income is now versus what you think it might be in the next couple of years.
And conversions is one of the ways to get them in there, right? It's important to know the other options. Doing your Roth IRA contributions is something that's going to be out there as well. If you're below age 50, we can do $6,000 a year straight contribution. Above that, we get to do an extra $1,000, so $7,000 per year into the Roth IRAs. Roth 401ks, those are more and more common. They're not that old. I think they were around in the early to mid 2000s, maybe 2006. So fairly new. It's important to check. A lot of times we ask families if they have the Roth IRA feature in their 401k plan, and usually they aren't sure, right? But so it's important to go find out, know if you have the Roth 401k. That's a bigger funnel, right? We can dump $19,500 per year into the 401k, and if you're over 50, that goes all the way up to $26,000. So the options, the opportunities are there to be getting Roth money, more Roth money into your retirement plan.
Thank you for watching this clip of Retiring Today. If you have questions about your retirement, schedule a complimentary 15-minute retirement checkup phone call.